Mm. Here we are. We are live. Yes. I think, as always, I think we're live. Until you tell me that I'm live, I don't know if I'm live. Yeah. That's the thing, right? Still haven't figured out the whole thing. Right? So, yeah. I'm in this situation still. But, I don't know if, again, as always, I don't know if anybody's going to be here. I don't know if anybody's on YouTube. Until you say hello in the chat, until you say, I'm here, I don't know who's there. So if you are there, if you saw the notification because you're subscribed and you saw that we were coming live, welcome. And thank you for being here. If you're watching this afterwards, come join us live. What are you doing? Why aren't you watching us live? Why aren't you here? Well, we are having fun here, live. And you're not here. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. That's not fun at all. We need you here live, okay? You need to come here. You need to come here. We need your presence. We need your immediate presence. All right? That's not fun. Not fun. For now, mostly, it's just gonna be me and the few people that join me until we start gaining some traction, some momentum, and more people start joining. It's gonna be a bit of a rough path, I guess, but we're really trying to get there. Hopefully, we will get there, and we'll be able to enjoy some very nice, very nice THREE.JS live coding sessions with every one of you. Also, showcasing stuff that people build, showcasing stuff that people have been doing, which is what I like doing as well, right? I like to promote the stuff that you work on. You know, if you're working on stuff with Rogue Engine, THREE.js, I really want to show the work you're doing. So I will promote it. You just leave your work, your Rogue Engine work there in the showcase in our Discord channel, and I will make sure that I start showing everything that you do in my live streams. Okay, you let me know if you don't want to be shown in the live stream. I won't show it, but for the most part, if you don't say I don't want it in the live stream, I'm gonna go ahead and share it with everybody here live. Okay. So it's so sad that we don't have many people tonight. Probably I don't know how many people we are going to have. Yeah, I was waiting to see if somebody would notice or anything that we were coming live. I didn't see anybody, so I said, okay, I'm coming in anyway. So yeah, but we're here, and we'll do some stuff. Okay, we'll have fun. We'll do a few things. We're not going to be here for a long time. We're just going to have a nice live session, probably not very long. And like I said, I'm going to showcase some stuff. Okay, I'm going to showcase some stuff that has been showcased in the... Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I made a waste of Sherba here. Oh my god. I made a disaster. I just made an absolute disaster. These things happen. It's a Uruguayan rite of passage to drop your mate once in a while, and it falls down. You lose most of your Sherba here. I wish I could show you, but I'm afraid if I touch the camera, it's going to be even a worse disaster, you know. And yeah, oh my god, it's all over. Yeah, ooh, fucking hell. Yeah, it's all over. Oh my god. Yeah. Ooh. I wish I could show you so you could have fun with me. You could have fun watching me clearing this thing up. Oh wow, yeah. It's a disaster. But yeah, My mother has been completely destroyed. Yeah. Ah, just a sherbet, just a sherbet. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hoover this thing. I'm gonna have to hoover all over. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Horrible stuff when sherbet falls down. Also because here in this country, it's a lot more expensive to find my sherbet, so it all fell down. It all fell down. I still have some inside, you know, but you see, there is still some in, but it would just all went front, and yeah, made a disaster. I just, you know, arranging the camera a bit, and just so much fun, so much fun. Yeah, imagine that. Okay, okay, so first disaster in this live stream journey that we're doing. Let me load this thing. Yeah, just making sure it doesn't fall in the vents of the laptop here. Yeah, just blowing a bit there, just making sure that it doesn't fall in the vents of the laptop. Oh my god, this is not good. This is not good. Wasting sherbet. So yeah, if you're there and you watch this disaster unfold, give me a thumbs up. Please help me out with a thumbs up, and cheer me up with a thumbs up. Yeah. Oh my god, hit that like button. Hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, well, subscribe. Yeah, why wouldn't you subscribe? Why? You don't want to watch a crazy bearded guy just dropping his stuff and doing this shit while he tries to show you how to code and how to do all this thing. You probably want to watch this stuff. Yeah. You probably want to leave me a like and make me happy. Yeah. Oh my god. Look at this disaster. I wish I could show you, but I'm sure I'll touch the camera and make another disaster here. Another accident. Another accident's gonna happen. Yeah. Unacceptable. And it's very late, so I can't even hoover after this. I'm gonna have to hoover tomorrow morning. This thing's gonna be what a waste. What a waste. What a waste. A crime against Uruguayans everywhere in the world. These things happen. So write the passage. Yeah. An Uruguayan hasn't dropped their mate once in a while. They haven't drank enough. They haven't drank enough mate. Okay, so let's do what we came here to do, okay? Finally, probably, maybe, right? That's probably what we should do. We probably should start showing you the stuff that you came here for. My god. And honestly, yeah, I don't think there's anybody there. So you're probably watching this afterwards, after it happened. So yeah, let's well, camera's doing a thing there, doing a bit there. Okay, let's have some fun now. Okay, I'm gonna show you some stuff, and yeah, let's go for it. I make sure that we're coming out well, and yeah. Yeah, we're coming out okay. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I think it's all good. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. We're okay. I think. Oh my god, that was a disaster, wasn't it? What a waste of yerba mate. What a disaster. And we're alive. We these things happen. Okay, so we can start. We can begin. Oh. Okay. I'm all green. I have yerba all over me. Oh my god. All right, let's. I'm gonna share my screen now, and I'm gonna show you some stuff. I'm gonna show you the things that someone built. Someone built something amazing, really good. This lad, I don't know, showed up on Discord. By the way, join our Discord. Okay. This is very important, right? Because on Discord you can get support, and I can help you out, and you can do all this stuff, right? You can be a vibe coder going out there and doing all that stuff, you know, and just using your GPTs and stuff to get your advice. Or you can come into Discord and you can have your own personal friend here who's going to help you out as well. So always help everyone there, okay? So yeah, don't forget to do that. Okay, let me show you this thing that someone with the username Dambauren, very interesting, built this terrain generator. The height, my size, showed a 2048 by 2048 with chunk slicing and polygon simplification. What do you say? Chunk slicing and polygon simplification, that's already really good. That's already really good. And then geometry based slopes, flat area, auto coloring and auto texturing. What do you think? And then tons of configuration. Very cool. I already liked it. I saw the first bit and I already loved it. The logic has height map image, polygon terrain slicing as chunks, coloring using vertex colors, slope, flatness, etc. So right, so it uses the height apparently, right? And takes less than 30 seconds to generate a map. That's beautiful. So apparently it's doing all the chunks and all the things at the same time, right? Like doing a pre-generation and leaving it there, right? And features, cutting smooth along height or clipping to remove both height map for optimization. Brilliant. This is very important. Because we want the things to be fit together, right? And then collision adding to each chunk using Rapier. So it already integrates it with Rapier and adds the collision, right? So it's properly made for Rapier, right? So it will require the Rapier package probably. I don't know if this person's using Rapier because they didn't share anything with this. I mean, it's just told us about this and did it. I don't know if this user is going to share some kind of package or something. This is something they built and it's showing it here. So I'm going to show you now. Material setting is metalness, roughness, etc. And simple and advanced noise for texturing. Set any color for terrain, different biomes. Absolutely brilliant. Blend settings to modify layers of biomes. So even layers of biomes. That's beautiful. So even more configuration, layers of configuration for our terrains. Sorry, I touched the touchpad there a bit, but then the overall can be used to very quickly make game world, even alien worlds, any kind of terrain with different vibes and styles, any settings, good LOD generation, 0.5 simplification for close LOD 1, 0.8 for verify LOD 2. Brilliant. So even you get LOD, right? Develop detail. For those of you who don't know, this is like sometimes when you get a closer model, right, you get a more detailed model, but when you get far away, right, you get a model that is a bit less detailed, so that, you know, this thing's not being processed by the GPU, by the CPU, whatever's running, right, depending on the engine and all that. But LOD is you know, a standard concept, more or less, right? So LOD generation, brilliant. Yeah, so it's doing, yeah, it's you know, 0.5 you know, or 0.8, right? That's the proportion, right, of how much it sort of simplifies it, right? Incredible. I mean, it's brilliant. And look at this. I mean, well, planning is planning all vegetation and asset adding depending on biome, trees, palms, rocks, etc. I don't know. This is brilliant. This is excellent. This is magnificent. Just brutally good. I mean, and look at this. Look at this, right? Beautiful images, right, of the terrain. Look at that. It even has, you know, even have clouds. Beautiful. And then shows here with the chunks in the in the hierarchy here, so you can see all the parts. So it's basically, it's a prefab, right? It generates a chunks prefab. I can see we can see the prefab icon there. So it's a prefab. It's a prefab. Very interesting. I'm very curious how the solution works. And wow, it has a few. It has a few configurations, doesn't it? It has some, I think, some settings you can set here. Oh my god, you can set a lot of things here. Incredible. That's a long component. That's a long component with stuff to set. Wow. So it has a core color, a blend color, right? As a noise, the material, vegetation, right? Nah, it's beautiful. It's incredible. The older stuff. So yeah, you can add, imagine this is yeah, prefabs for the vegetation, all the stuff that's trying. They said it was going to add. So apparently, I don't know if this works yet, because it said in the this guy said that it was apparently planned. So I guess this part is still in the works. But this says, yeah, it has so many things. I mean, wow. Beach grass, enable simplifications. I guess, yeah, it's for the LOD. Yeah, I think it might be for LOD, probably. Wow. Yeah. This is incredible. This is really, really good. Wow. I am absolutely impressed. And yeah, and it also gave us a video. Look at this. Look at this beautiful thing. Look at this. Let's see. Can you see it, right? Tell me if you can see it. Tell me if you can see it. I'm seeing it. I mean, it looks incredible. Also, the airplane and all. Yeah, it's awesome. Brilliant. You get to fly an airplane around. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. Brilliant. Look at that. That's impressive. Look at how far the and when you get close, you can see the LOD doing its thing, right? And which is very, very, very impressive, right? How cool is that? Brilliant stuff. Let me clap with both hands. This lad, look at this. The high map. This has this high map for the map of Italy, southern Italy, right? We have Sicily here. That's why my joke about tasting the cannoli there, right? Very predictable joke. Yeah, but brilliant stuff by Dumbbell Ren. I don't know who you are. I don't know. You just showed up. It's like this up. I was showed up. You said hello, and it showed up and showed this. Like I said hello and all, but didn't show up. Didn't say anything. And I'm like, what? You know, like, who is this lad? Build this thing. I mean, definitely a very capable developer who understood what Rogue Engine is made for, and created an incredible tool for it. You know, brilliant tool for this. So you know, I'm impressed. Yeah, I'm extremely impressed. So, my friend lad, I think you deserve another session of clapping. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, so you can get, oh, look at that, you can get some very nice look at that, very nice height maps from this. Interesting. Let's go look at the Uruguay's height map. But yeah, so you can see where I come from. You know, where I come from, height map is basically no height. Where, oh my god, where is it? Can't go back. Can't go back. Yeah, there. Oh, it's so dark. See. There we are. Come on, Uruguay, where are you? There you are. Can't see, so I can't see where the Uruguay River starts. Where the Rio de la Plata starts. Oh my god, I can't see for shit. Yeah, it's about there. Just believe me, it's about there. It's too dark. Can't see it. Alright, so if you're there in the chat, if you're there watching live, please give some claps to this lad. Very impressive work. I hope, you know, if you watch this later on, a friend down below, please share your social media or something here. Share something so that we can know, you know, who you are, and maybe if you're sharing it somewhere, we can repost you and like it to death, of course, and you know, spread the word about what you're doing, because it's really good work. And yes, impressive, very impressive. I'm very impressed. Lots of great people building incredible stuff here, you know. So I showed you the other day the Kite by Chris, brilliant stuff as well with the dialogues. Very impressed with the dialogues, you know. So all the really cool things that people do here, you know. Yeah, I'm very impressed, you know. Well, oh, Widrow, the other day Widrow had also shown the what's it called? Can't think of the name. The fountain. So it's playing with the particle system, right? The quarks particle system that I added to add the particles here, like that. You know, beautiful. Looks amazing. Looks really good, and it looks so nice. Wow. You know, and the whole scene that he's created there for his it's a VR game he's making there, right? He's making this really cool VR game. I got to test it there. It's really amazing. And yeah, the scrolling texture. He shared the code here on the scrolling texture code, so you can go there into the showcase. Lots of very useful stuff there in the showcase. So if you're not here in the Discord, you should join. You should join, because people share really cool stuff, and you can see what they're building, and you know how it looks. You know, and all the stuff you can do, because, well, also Widrow did, for instance, a vegetation placing component here. So that's something, you know, if you're around there, you know, you can share like tips and tricks with other people who have been doing probably similar stuff. And you know, I'm sure Widrow will very much appreciate this thing that Dunbar Rain created here, and we can yeah, and they can collaborate with that, because it's very impressive. And yeah, again, very impressive. And I don't know, mate, if you have I don't know if you're gonna do something with this, if you're going to create some repo, or want to create a package, if you want to share it, or whatever you want to do. Let us know. Get in touch, let us know, because this is very impressive. Congratulations for your work, very well done. And thank you for sharing it with everyone. And yeah, if you're there in the chat, say hello, as always, right? As always, say hello. And yeah, spread the love here. Say hello. What? No, there we go. I'm always miss it, right? I always press the wrong one. Okay. Very happy with it. Very happy with what I saw. Yeah. Sadly, we don't have that many people live today. It's a shame. You know. I don't know. I think Tuesdays. I don't know if I remember if I did Tuesday once. I think I did Tuesday once. I don't remember how many people joined, but it depends on the day. Sometimes more people join, sometimes less people join. I don't know. And but we usually have at least 2 or 3 people here. I think we have someone in there and probably on Twitch. I don't know, but if you're there, say hello. Say hello in the chat. Give me a thumbs up as always, a follow. And yeah, very impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. And yeah, and if you build something, you leave it there and showcase on Discord, and I'm gonna show it here as well for everyone. All right. Yeah. So today we're gonna do it now. Well, let's look at some code. Okay. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something very interesting. The other day, one of the first things we did was we grabbed the vehicle controller. I showed you the vehicle control, how it worked and all that. I showed you how to select things in the scene, all these things. We use the same scene basically, right? But now are we going to grab that same scene again? And I'm going to show you 2 things that I did with that vehicle controller that I never went into, never really showed you those things. 2 things that are not part of the vehicle control because they're not part of the physics engine, right? Because they shouldn't be part of the physics engine because they just aren't. But things that you might be interested in seeing how they work and that are very, very important, I think. 2 very important things. One of them has to do with cameras and the other one has to do with lights. So you will want to stick here with me, okay? You will want to stick here with me and see what we have for you today. I am going to have to open up the project before. Remember, I open the project first and then I share my screen so that we're not, disturbing you in any way, okay? You know, hold frame drops or anything while I'm opening VS Code and doing all these things. So yes, let's open up the VS Code. Let's open up the Rogue Engine project. Yeah. By the way, the Rogue Engine update is coming along good. One of the things I've been doing that I think it's one of the things that is dragging me the most is the migration that I'm trying to do, a migration towards Tori, which Tori is really impressive. It's very, very impressive. But the problem with Tauri is that it has a it gives you very small packages, but it doesn't necessarily improve RAM consumption, and that's something that has got me worried a bit. Of course, it not having the Chrome behind it's all good and fun, but problem is that it's using Rust in the back, so I kind of have to translate all the things that I have done in Node. I have to translate them to Rust, and we also need we also need to the most difficult part is doing that integration, because you do need the npm server there the node server then running with the npm and all that, and that has to be part of that has to be provided by the Rogue Engine. Right, that has to be provided by Rogue Engine because Rogue Engine is actually going to be downloading the packages, and I don't want to include the necessity to install Node and all that. I did that before, that happened before, and then I managed to make it work without requiring the installation of Node by using the internal Electron node and npm and all that. But we cannot do that anymore by default with Tori, so I have to actually implement something there to compatibilize that. I have to include it with something they call a sidecar there, so that's really making things a bit more difficult, having to do these things with like this sort of integration with the server that I need from one side that you have to talk to in the app, and then also we have to talk with the server that you're going to have, the server that you're usually running. So I don't know really how much RAM consumption difference, what's really the difference in memory consumption or if we are actually going to be consuming more RAM. I really don't know. Because I don't have a complete application yet. I'm doing the tests. I'm running all the tests that I need to run before I add everything. So I'm pretty worried that it's not going to be 100% smooth as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, I wouldn't put all my cards and bet all my money on on this being the all end all be all solution, because it definitely isn't. It would be very, very nice, because I think that having a Rust solution there for some things might be faster for some things, not for everything, but for some things most definitely. And yeah, let's see, but we'll have to see. Okay, so let's come here, let's look at this. Okay, the project opened. I'm gonna share the screen with you. All right, if you remember, if you're there, if you're watching live now, it's just if you're just joining, say hello in the chat, join us tonight. Okay, join us in the chat there, let us know that you're there and where you're watching from. So yes, first things first, we're gonna look at the follow camera. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the follow camera thing that I did. Okay, so let's come in here, and I still have to remember what the keyboard shortcuts I created myself because I keep forgetting them. Okay, so we have the same thing we used the other day and all that, right? And we have the example car that I simply added there, right? So the example car is simply the prefab, the car prefab. All right, it has a Rapier raycast vehicle controller, has a Rapier wheel info, right, for each wheel, right, and with all of their information, all that. Okay, brilliant. And if we hit play with this, right, the camera is standing right there in the middle. Oh no, I think I added the okay, so yeah, I added this thing already. Okay, so what I did basically was I just came here and added this component that I created, which was a follow camera. This is how I did the little video showcasing the car, right? So it's simply a follow camera component, and what I did was I brought in the car, right? So example car, bringing it as a target, okay? You can set how smoothly you want it to move and all that, but in general, what we care about here is the distance and the positioning, okay? So if we hit play here, okay, you can see that the car is moving around, you see, but it's probably way too far, way too on top, right? I mean, yeah, we probably, I don't know if we want it to be exactly like this, right? Well, you can leave it exactly like this if you want, or you can make it be a bit more, you know, towards the back, or yeah, or a bit like this, you know, like I don't know. That's your decision. That's your decision, really. It can be all the way to the top, or it can be here, you know, to the side. You decide how you want it how do you want to orientate it. But yeah, in this way it won't rotate with you, right? You'll just see it always in the same direction, right? Always being there. So yeah, that's an important thing. Oh, we crashed against something. Because it has it has the slopes there of the yeah, these things here have their own colliders there, so crash there. Okay, so that's an interesting one, right? Because you want to see, I'm just going to show you what I did there with the follow car, okay, with the follow camera. The follow camera for the car is very, very simple, okay, and it's probably the most complicated I'm going to show you today. Okay, it's very, very simple though. Okay, it's simply taking in the target, okay, the target object, and we're gonna look at what we do with the target, okay, because it has an offset, all right. And before we look at the far from behind and all that, we're just simply going to look what the target is doing. So because in the start, we're simply getting the position of the target, right? The world position of the target. And we're copying, we are copying that target position. Remember that this thing, get world position, copies into a, it's copying it into a vector, right? So we say get world position and we set it into this vector. And now we come here, we copy that vector into the position of this object 3D, which is the camera in this case, right? Or it's the parent of the camera, is the right? This should be the one that has the camera in it, right? In this case, we're talking about a camera, right? We're considering that this is very likely the camera. And what we're doing here is, in our before update, we say if we don't have a target, we don't want to, please return. Same thing we did in the start, right? So don't do anything if you don't have a target set. And if you have a target set, right? So we're gonna get the target position again every time. We're simply getting the new world position for the target. You remember that this get world position copies the world position into this vector. Okay, it simply gets the world position and copies it into this vector. All right, and then it says, okay, let's forget the from behind. Let's forget the from behind. Okay, forget about that. And then it goes and says, okay, let's look at the target world position, right? So this object 3D, look at the target world position, and let's with our target position, right? We have a vector 3, right? A vector 3 that we're going to use as a target position. We're going to copy there the new position of the, right, the latest position of the target, and we're going to add the vector 3 of the offset, right? This is adding a vector 3 on top of another, right? So it's, if that's adding the offset of the vector 3, it's a simple vector addition. And we're copying that, right? The addition, the sum of these two vectors, we're copying into the target position, okay? And we do interpolation. So we say that lerp, right? The position of the lerp, the position of this object 3D, okay? From towards the target position, right? So lerp from our position towards the target position, okay? And we're doing it with this speed. This should actually be a variable here for the smoothness, but I don't know. Oh, okay, I added it here, but not there. Okay, all right, that's what it should be. But yeah, this smooth. Let's use that. That's what it should be. That's the smoothness of the, that should be lerp, interpolation, whatever you want. Let's just call it smooth because I think it's better. You can call it whatever you want. But yes, that's more or less what we're doing. Oh, we have Jorge Castellon here. How's it going, mate? I'm showing you because Jorge says, "What are you building today?" So first of all, then after we're done with this, you should go look back at the beginning there. I showed some cool stuff that happened in the Discord. By the way, if you're not on Discord, go join us on Discord. It's really good there. You can see lots of the stuff that people are building and all that. And I show a project that someone showcased on Discord. Someone I don't know who they are, and they just showed up and showed this amazing terrain generation they did, and really impressive, very impressive. Wowed me really. And I did a very simple hide map thing, and then someone shows up and does a boom, blown up world thing. So that's what we did then. And now what we're doing is I'm showing you how I did the scene of the car. Remember the car that was moving? I showed you the other day. I showed you the car and how the car works, but I didn't show you the other parts, right? It had two things. One was the camera, the follow camera of the car, and the other one was the lights. I'm going to show you about the lights, but right now we have the follow camera, right? It has a target here, right? And we added the example car here as a target, and yeah, we have the smoothness value. So yeah, that's more or less what I'm showing here, and yeah. So let me know if you have any questions, mate. I'm all yours tonight, because apparently nobody showed up other than you, or no, but I don't know who else is. Someone else will show up. Apparently, apparently not. I don't think so. So yeah, if someone else is there, also say hello. Say hello. I'll say hello back. You know, and I'll answer any questions you have. All right. So we're getting the world position, okay, and yeah, we're getting the world position. We are adding the offset, and we are moving towards that target position from our current position. Okay, so we're smoothly moving towards that position. Remember, we use lerp, right, which we can do from the position itself, right? If you want to smoothly move towards another position, use position.lerp, right? So vector3.lerp is the actual. You can lerp any vector3, right? You can lerp a position, you can lerp a anything you want. It's interpolation. The interpolation basically traces the line between one and the other, you know, in throughout time. So you can move smoothly between one point and the other, right? In this case, right, it's actually between one number and the other, right? Because you can lerp just one number, right? This case, it's just doing it for you. The three parts of vector3, right? So that's basically what it's doing, right? It's transitioning from one vector to the other throughout time linearly, right? It's interpolating every frame, right? It's going there where it needs to go. So yeah, that's what we're doing there. So there's the simplest form of explanation I can give you, honestly, for interpolation. Okay, this is short for linear interpolation. Yes. And yeah, and we're doing it with time. You see, that's when we have to multiply by the delta time, right? Because we want this to respect the frame rate. Okay. So what else are we doing here? Okay, so when we follow from behind, right? When we follow from behind, which I didn't show you how that worked, but yeah, what that did, yeah. But basically, what it's doing is simply copying the offset into a world offset. Okay, then what it does is it passes that to the local world of the target. Okay, and subtracts the position of the world position of the object of the target, right, to the offset itself. So what we get, we simply add that to the world offset, to the new world offset that we get. That way, what happens is we get the current position of the object, and then we add the world the world offset. You see, so then we interpolate the position we are in right now towards a new position, okay? Because we're copying that addition into a new position, okay? And we're smoothly interpolating towards that with our new throughout time. Same thing we did here, but we're doing that by additioning the offset and doing it always from behind of the car. You see what the movement that we did there, and this is simply to keep the distance. We want to make sure that we're never surpassing a certain distance, right? Because otherwise, what will happen is the faster we go, it's just gonna go, and it never stop, right? So we can simply limit by speed and say, okay, if it's going faster, then we're just moving, backwards like that. But what we want is we don't want it to go so much faster. We want it at some point to just stop and not keep going, leaving us behind. So what we do is we can limit the distance. This is one way to do it, right? It's not the way to do it. It's one way to do it. And what we do here is, like I always say, right? There are many ways to do these things, but this is one of them, and I think it's an efficient one. It works. What we do is simply we subtract our position from the position of the target, right? And then we normalize that, right? So we get normalized vector, a vector that which length is equal to 1, and then we multiply that by the yeah, the multiply scalar lets you multiply that vector, right? Scale that vector. So we scale it by multiplying it, right? Because you can add a scalar, but you can also multiply by a scalar. And simply scalar is simply scaling it with a multiplication, right? And we're doing that with the distance minus the max distance, and that's simply it, right? We simply, and then we subtract that direction that we get, right? This is giving us the direction. This is giving us the direction, right? How much we want it to be behind the car, right? We're getting a normalized vector. I'm sorry. Remember that. Good sneeze. Good sneeze. Okay. Yeah. Remember that the dust of this thing is terrible for you. It just gets in you. Oh, gets in your nose, gets everywhere. Oh my god. Any bless yous there? Any bless yous there in the comments? Nobody. Nobody. Yeah, let's drink some. Let's drink some. My god. Oh my god. Yeah. It's getting in my nose, getting all over my nose. Remember when we started this thing? If you're just joining now, this thing fell off and dropped everywhere. So I'm all covered in yerba mate, and now I have yeah, and I have it in my nose apparently as well, because I can smell it. And yeah, this thing is not nice to use. It's not good for you in the nose. So okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. And yeah, and if you're just showing up and you heard me sneeze, say bless you, hello, how's it going, crazy bearded man? All right, there you go. So now, okay, let's keep going. So this is basically how we want to limit the distance, right? If the distance is greater than our max distance, right? We want to get the vector of the how much we are behind, right? How much further we are, and subtract that, right? This is what we're doing. We're getting how much further behind we are, and we're subtracting that. So we're always at our maximum distance. Okay, that's basically what we're doing. I don't know how to explain it any better, honestly. So, oh no, let me do the from behind. There you go. Okay, so from behind, max distance. You say 8 there, right? So we say play. And you know, if we move here, okay, let's go to the street there. Yeah, those buildings have no colliders. So yeah, there you go. We're moving there, and okay, from it's negative. There you go. So you see, we have, there you go, and we're moving there. Ooh, there you see. There you go. Okay, you have 10 is the maximum distance, you see, so it's doing its work there. Yeah, we're having some really bad frame drops here tonight, but yeah, basically that's what it does. Okay, and yeah, basically 5. Let's add a 5 there for smoothness, maybe a 0 for smoothness. That doesn't make it no smoothness at all, right? There you go, and there you go. So basically that's what it does. That's what it's doing. And there you go. If you're watching me struggle here, you're watching the struggle, let me know. Leave me a like there. Okay, that's what we're doing with the follow camera. And now we have the lights. If you noticed, there are no shadows. There's nothing there. Why aren't there any shadows? Let's look at the camera here. I want to show you with the camera. We're gonna get the camera very far away. Okay, we're gonna try and get as far away as possible. Okay, yeah, like that, and probably a bit further close, like that. Yeah, a bit further away. Yeah, but I want to go with a 50 there. Yeah, let's go 50. Let's go 51. And yeah, let's remember that. Okay, so we're gonna do 50 here. I'm gonna remove this here. Okay, no from behind. We're just gonna look at the thing from above. All right. You see, there are no shadows. There's nothing there. Why? Well, because the light, as you can see, the sunlight is there. See the sunlight there? It's very far away. And you see the little ray there, the little thing there. That thing. It's only going to show shadows for a very reduced part of the map. Okay? So how do we show shadows of things? Okay, how do we show the shadows of things? The shadow of things. First of all, we need to tell that we want to cast shadows. Okay, to things. All right. So we want to tell these things that we want to cast the shadows. This is going to do it for every one of these as well, because we did it to the parents. So every child will try to cast shadows now, will receive shadows, have frost, some cold and all that. Okay, and now what we want to do is we want to grab the light here. Okay, we want to grab the light, and this is the center of the light. This is where the light is pointing towards. Okay, this is where the light is pointing towards, and so the shadows should be projecting towards this side. Okay, so look at the shadow here. Look at the shadow map here. Okay, so we can have 512, we can have 1024, 1024, for instance, right? And we can have maybe a 50, or we can have, yeah, we can have more. We can have 100. Okay, you can have whatever you want here. Okay, but we're gonna have a 50 by 50 and all that. So we want to have a reduced enough shadow there. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So let me see. We want to see the shadow. We simply want to see the shadows from the things that are around it. Okay. So let me see. Why can't we see shadows with this yet? I think we should be seeing some shadows, but maybe I haven't done the cast shadow thing. No. What's going on here? What's going on here? Maybe we have the shadows and I'm not seeing them. Do we have cast shadows on everything? Receive shadows, frost and cold. Yeah, I don't know. Let me check again. Let's go closer. Let's go closer. Let's get closer there. Okay. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? What are you doing? So no, we don't want to receive shadows. We simply want to cast shadows from this thing. And yeah, but it's working strange, isn't it? Why is it not casting shadows? I'm suspecting it has something to do with this, but I don't really know. Yeah, probably this is too bright, and it's simply impeding us to see the shadows. And because the shadows should be already there, because it's the that's how it works, right? Let's see. 15. Can we see the shadows? Okay, so 100, 100, 100, 100. Let's see if it goes beyond that. Let's see. Something strange going on. Let's remove this sunlight. Let's add a new one. Let's add a new directional light. It's probably light got bugged or something. So let's add this one here. Okay, let's add this one. Let's give it a 50, 50, 50, 50. Okay, cast shadows, receive shadows, all that. Well, not receive shadows, simply cast shadows. Intensity, we're gonna say 5, 10. Let's see. Okay. And yeah, without a hemisphere light, it looks horrible. We need a hemisphere light there, obviously. And okay, it probably needs a bias here. Bias here of 0.5, 0.1. Yeah. Let's see. Why are we seeing shadows? Are these buildings not ready to show shadows? What's going on? Let's see. Yeah, they all are said to cast the shadows. These things are said to receive shadows as well, right? So that should work perfectly fine. And what else is going on here then? That's strange. That's strange. Let's bring another object here as well to the scene, because I have these other ones that I brought here as well that could show us, bring more light to our situation that we're having. Okay, let's look at them. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So our directional light we have here is pointing towards there, right? And we can see the light shining on them. We can't see the shadows projected down here. Why is that? That's pretty strange. That's fairly strange, you know. Very, very strange. Let's look at the cube. What's this child this thing has? Why didn't I add a child to it? I don't know. Ooh, I think I added a child for something and then I forgot. I don't know. And these other ones should also be receiving shadows, but they are not. So, why are they showing shadows? Probably did something wrong here. Probably disabled the shadows. I'm pretty sure I must have. Yeah. That's what happened. I disabled the shadows. Okay. Let's see, because yeah, there you go. Now we have shadows everywhere. Shadows were disabled. Beautiful. Okay. So now we have our directional light. Okay. Nice. And there you go. We can cast shadows or not. Okay, we have that. Now let's bring in our hemisphere. Okay, we have a hemisphere light here. Let's turn it on. Okay, now we can see something. Brilliant. And yeah, let's come back and see what this thing is saying. Okay, let's say 1, or let's say 2, 5. I don't know, something like that. Okay, we don't want it to be too bright. Okay, we don't want it to be too bright. We just want the shadows to show. Okay, we want the shadows to show up. And yeah, that's what we want. Okay, so yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay. In fact, let's see. Why do we have though a very big block there? Are we seeing something? What is that big shadow we have there? Let's see. Cast shadow. Yeah, we don't want to cast. We don't want this thing to cast shadow. Yeah, no, we want this thing to receive shadows. And yeah, why is this thing casting shadows the other way? I don't know. Let's do this. Let's remove the cast shadow thing. Yeah, and let's say that we want these ones to cast shadows. Okay, we want this to cast shadows. We want this one, right? We want this ones to cast shadows. In fact, let's remove this one for now. And yeah, let's make the buildings cast shadows. Okay, and let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's cast shadows from buildings. Okay. And let's use some buildings here so we can see their shadows. That's all we really care about. But the fact of the matter here is that some shadows you won't see complete. Look at this. This shadow should go way, way there, right? So let's use, we don't need to use all the shadows to show you this. This one has no shadow. It should actually be projecting towards this side. We're not showing any shadows there. So you'll see, we'll have a shadow for this one as well, so you can see what's going on. Okay, well, you'll see in detail what's happening. You'll understand, oh, this is what's happening, okay? You will understand, okay? So let's see, okay? What's happening here? So, see, receive shadow is not set there, okay? Huh, interesting, yeah. Okay, brilliant. So, what's happening here? We have our directional camera, okay? We have some shadow set here and all that, okay? And our directional camera is, sorry, a directional light. We have directional light here. And our directional light is showing us the shadows of different things, right? If you can see, our directional light has a ways left 50, right 50, top 50, and bottom 50. This is a size that is actually using for the square, a square in which the shadows will be showing. So we can set that. We can dynamically set that. And this is the size, right? This is the map size, right? The shadow map. Say this would be like the image that is actually projecting the shadows. Okay, so what happens here is that we actually want the shadow to follow us, because we don't want to project a shadow that is in all of the terrain all the time, because that is very inefficient, right? That is terribly inefficient. That will absolutely kill our game. So we don't want that. Shadows are expensive. Okay, so if we want shadows, okay, you better make them count. Okay, so make them count. Keep them as far as you can. Make them, the best you can. But don't just add shadows for adding shadows. For the sake of adding shadows. All right. So what we will do now. In fact, I'll stretch them the more that I can, like that. Okay. And I'll show you a nifty little trick. And in fact, I'm going to make them even smaller. I'm going to make 10, 10, 10. Okay, so that you can see what's going on. If you leave it like that, okay, well, no, that's too small. That's too small. Let's use 30. Let's use 30. Okay, let's use 30. 30, 30, 30. There. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. Because that will let you see some stuff that's, how it works and all that. Okay. So what happens here is that we want the shadows to always show, and shadows that cast for every single object. So how do we do that? Sorry, the objects that are set to cast shadows, we want them to always cast shadows when we get close to them. We don't want them to cast shadows when we're not there, when our camera is not showing them. So we know that our camera, right? This is a very custom solution for our game, where we know the camera, we were looking at our car. So we want the shadows to be following the object, right? We want the shadows to be around the thing that we're looking at. Okay, so what we will do is, I created this mobile light, directional light. So what this does is, there. So what it does is, we simply set a target, okay, the example car in this case, okay, and we hit play, all right, and this will show shadows in every single place. But why? But how? Right, look at that. We move and the shadows move with us, right? Why? Well, because it simply moves around the center of the light, okay? If we increase the thing to 50, I've decreased the size of the shadow so you can see what it's doing, right? It's moving. You see? It's moving. So I've decreased it on purpose, right? You can increase it and then you won't see you won't see that horrible thing there, okay? But if you increase it, you will see. So what is it doing? Why is it doing it like this, okay? So let's see. Let's see what it's doing. Let's look at it here, okay? And sorry, we'll have to, let's open it here because I don't remember. Yeah, I don't want to look for it like that. So yeah, there you go. There you go. So if you look at it here, it's so simple, right? It's so simple. I mean, it's not doing anything fancy at all. It simply has a target, and then it has an initial offset, and it has a current offset. Okay, two very simple vector threes. And what it does is, it takes this object 3D, recognizes it as a directional light. So we're simply setting that. We could simply use object 3D, but we want to cast it as this directional light, right? Just know that we could add like a is directional light to make sure that we have a directional light. Yeah, that's probably the best actually. But we know it's a directional light. It's going to throw an error otherwise. So let's just get it that way. And what we say is, okay, we get a directional light, which is this object 3D. Now we copy its position in this initial offset. Then we subtract that initial object that initial object offset. Oh my god! With this new vector 3. I probably wanted to do something else there. Why are we doing that? Okay, I'm confused now. I think okay, I think this is wrong. This is not it. No, this is not it. I don't know why I'm doing that. Don't forget about that. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. Apparently I wanted to do something else there, and I had some other numbers there, and I didn't use them. But yeah, that's not it. That's not it. Okay, see, it works without that. You see, so you can see that it's just showing you that that has nothing to do with whatever we should have been doing here. But I want to remember what I was supposed to be doing here. I probably was adding some kind of fixed value or something, because that's obviously, I mean, we're subtracting 0. Also, obviously nothing. But yeah, if you want to do any kind of modification before you actually do the position update, you should probably do it here. Well, probably after, actually. After. So yeah, forget about that. We're copying the new position to the initial offset. Okay, we want our initial offset to have the new position. Yeah, I was probably adding an offset here. I was probably adding an offset, like a manual offset. I'm changing numbers, and then I wanted to see. I went and changed it to 0. Yeah, probably what happened, and I just left it there. And instead of commenting it or removing it, I simply set it to 0 so that it wouldn't affect anything else. Okay, so update position. Basically what we do here, we call this thing that we're also calling in the update every single frame. And we come in here and saying, okay, this directional light, what we want to do is get our initial offset and add our current target position, right? So the offset plus the target position again, right? And we paste that, right? So we are adding the offset to the current position, and adding the position to the offset, you know, factor the order of the factors doesn't alter, you know, alter the result. And we're copying that to the current offset. Okay, so the initial offset and then the current offset, you see. And what we do is we say we want to set the position of the directional light, right? We want to set it to be right, this is the directional light is, remember, this object 3D. This is important to remember. Okay, this needs to be this in the object that is going to have the light. And what we do is we say, okay, the current offset, right? We set each one of the variables. We could actually copy it. Why did I set it like this? We can actually just copy it. Why am I setting it like this? I don't know. I should. I was being silly. Copy current offset. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, was I doing this for a specific where I was probably changing the position of these for some reason. Probably moving them around. I didn't have these specific ones. That's the only thing I can think of. Or maybe I had some other values there before. Yeah, when I did it the first time. But yeah, this is the proper way. Like right now, how it's done right now. This is the way I would do it. You can see that I probably wrote this thing and then never touched it again. So, you know, I should have come here and checked it out before I showed it to you. But yeah, you can see me in action now, just looking at my code and saying, well, why did I do that? Why did I do that? And I'm looking at it, and yeah, that was wrong. That was wrong. Okay, so yeah, we're copying the initial offset. We're copying the addition of the position with the initial offset, right? So we're adding the offset to the current position, right? And then we are copying that current offset, right? The offset from that position, right? We want to say that the target with whatever offset we've set, right? We want to set it from the position that the target is, basically. And yeah, we're copying that as our position. Okay, the current offset, that is our position. Okay, and we are saying that the shadow camera position has to be in that offset as well. Right, so we're moving the lights. We're moving the lights to make sure that we're always pointing in the same direction, right? The light is always going, because if the light doesn't move, right? That's the thing. If the light doesn't move, right? If the light changes that offset, changes that position, okay, what happens is that it will change the direction of the shadows. Remember that the actual position of the light itself, the light has two positions, right? The light has two positions. The helper here is showing us those two positions, those two crucial positions of the light. This is the center of the light, right? The shadow center map of the light, and the center of the camera, of the shadow camera of the map of the light, and this is the position of the light itself, right? So we're actually projecting the light towards this point. So we need to move this point and we need to move the light, okay? And that's what we're doing here, right? It's actually very simple, right? It's actually very, very simple, but it looks complicated, but it's actually very, very simplistic, right? We're simply moving both things at the same time, because if we don't move both things at the same time, right, we would be changing the direction of the shadows. We will be changing the time of day. Basically, we don't want that. We want it to always be the same, right? So we're moving both like, you know, like this. And yeah, and we're adding it to the target that it needs to be in. Because for instance, if you change perspectives, if you're changing towards something else, you want to be able to set it to something else. And you may want another sort of way of projecting the shadows. You may want it to follow the camera, for instance, right? You may want to follow camera instead of following the target player, right? Maybe you will want to follow the camera for some reason. Yeah, to be where the camera is. So that's quite important. So yeah, let me check the sound. Let me check that everything's doing good here, because I don't know. I'm always scared. I'm always afraid that we could be doing badly and all that. Let me come back here. Yeah, let me come back here, and I'll come look here in the Whoa, the audio was actually bad. No, the audio was okay. Yeah, the audio was okay. The audio was fine. Okay, I'm always scared about the audio because the audio keeps breaking, you know, keeps breaking every time. We don't want the audio to keep breaking. But yeah, it's happening to us. I don't know why so often. So yeah, thank you for being there. If you're there, you know, just give me a thumbs up there, help me out, and yeah, help me spread the word of these live streams that we're doing. I hope you're enjoying this that I'm doing for you here today. I didn't know how many people were going to show up, so I thought, you know, I'm going to show something I didn't show before, and it could be interesting. But okay, let's do one last thing tonight. I think the stuff that I've shown you is quite interesting. It's pretty good, I think. It's nice. I haven't shown you anything less wow, but I think it's you know, useful stuff. You know, you want a shadow that actually follows the target, the thing that you're focusing on, so that the shadows surround this thing. The shadows are surrounding that, and not, you know, and they're not somewhere else. You know, the shadows are not like in a place where you wouldn't be focusing on, because those shadows, they're very expensive. They're very expensive, and mostly when you have like a game that this is important as well. If you lower the quality of the shadows a bit, and you lower the let me show you this thing. Okay, let me show you this thing here that I'm going. I would like to emphasize this because I think it's important. I think it's very important. Here, I think that's the right button I should press. Yes, that's the right button. So here the shadows contrast a lot, right? There's a lot of contrast there. Now, what I would recommend in many cases is that you lower the quality a bit, right? Perhaps you don't want to, okay, you don't want to do 512 like that. You don't need a super smooth sort of shadow. Maybe you can do something like I don't know, 256. Okay. Okay. And you see there's a bit of sims there. It doesn't look beautiful at all, right? But okay, but your game is going to be from a bit far away. You don't care about that too much, right? It doesn't look too bad. It looks good, right? So what we do is, you know, and you can change that a bit. You can move values around, you know, how you want it to look, you know. Oh, sorry, went too much. Yeah, but you can change these values here to sort of try to modify how it's actually going to look at the very end. But yeah, you can set the radius. All right, you can leave it at 0, and it will be very blocky, right? It will be a very blocky thing, and it's whenever if you move this a bit, right, there you go, it's going to be super blocky, you see. So you want it to have some kind of radius there. You want to have some kind of bias, a radio, you know. Yeah, so you want to play with these values to make sure that you have something sensible, you see, something that makes sense. Yeah, there probably, and here, you know, you can play with that a bit. You can set it at 1, you can set it 0.5, you know. I like 1. I think 1 reduces the blockiness there. Maybe 2, something like that. You can leave it at 2, for instance, right? And you can see those seams in the shadows, you know. You can see the brutal part of the shadows. I don't know how to call it. But yeah, it's not great, right? But hear me out. If you reduce the light a bit, right, you want to see the shadows, but maybe you don't need to have like the shadows to be super wow, like showing like that, you know, like very intense. So what you do is you actually reduce the intensity of the light here. You see, we have the hemisphere light here, right? The hemisphere light is the actual light. Is the actual light that's showing the true light. You see, directional light, we don't want it to be shining in the face of anything like that too strong. We just want it to have, you know, to show where the focus of the light is. We just want to show, okay, here's what we're pointing towards. And then we want to show the actual light, actually show everything with the hemisphere light. Right, the hemisphere light is going to give us that glow from, you know, that gradient of light from the bottom to top, like that. Okay, so so here we can set the intensity. You know, if you lower the intensity of your light, right? Well, we're not showing it right now, right? But if you lower the intensity here, you can see what's going on. You see, there. There you go. So maybe you leave it, you know, like I'd say a 7, okay, like we had it before. And now this is the proper light. This is the light that is doing the actual lighting work, right? And if you leave it this at 2, 3, 4, 5, you see how the more you augment the directional light, the more it shines on a face or something, right? You see, and the more that the shadows get projected. But you could simply leave it like something like, okay, 4, and you can see the light, you can see the shadows, but they're not that strong, you see. They mixed a bit more. The more you lower this down, the shadows show, but they're not as strong. So it's realistic because you can see shadows, but they're not like super in your face, you know. You see there's a shadow there, okay, you're walking around and there's a shadow, but the shadow is not super strong, so it mixes up quite well, you know. Yeah, so that's playing with having 2 lights, right? Hemisphere light and the directional light. I think it's a proper way to have the shadows that blend better with the environment. They will not be as you won't have that edge of a shadow, you know, but they will be quite inexpensive and they will look okay, you know. You don't need to have something that's massively realistic if you can have something that is way smoother and it's way more fun, and because it's more reactive, you know. So if you can avoid that, you know, we're talking about trying to get to every single device, the more devices that we can. So in that case, this is a good compromise. We're talking about compromises, right? Because we don't want, I mean, you could target the massive computers and devices and all that, but in this case, right, you could actually get something that's really good and that will work really well with most devices out there. It will actually fly with many devices out there. So yeah, that's a good thing, you know. That's a good thing. Look at that. looks good. It looks good, and it was looking horrible. Remember, but look at it there. It's looking great. And yeah, and so now you know how to blend shadows a bit. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do that now. Okay, let's come back here. Come back here for a second. Okay, I'm coming back to you for a second. And I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to do one last thing tonight. Okay, I'm going to do one last thing tonight before I leave. I'm going to show you a problem that we had in the tower defense. And we're going to solve that problem tonight. It's not going to be much more tonight because, first of all, because nobody showed up. And yeah. So I'm alone here. I'm recording this thing. So I'm basically just recording a video somebody's going to watch. So I don't want to make it too long. And yeah, it's just because I think it's less fun. Watching a recorded live stream is not as fun if it's too long, right? It's not as fun. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's I'm gonna show you a problem that we had. Okay, I'm gonna show you a problem that we had. And where are we? Let me for a second, let me see how we are here on YouTube. How are things going? I'm gonna do a check, an audio check, just to make sure that you hear me well. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's show you the problem that we have. Yeah, you hear me okay? All right. So I'm going to show you. I am going to show you a little thing that we had here. Okay. I'm going to show you this thing. All right. So here. Can you see here? All right, there. Yes, you can see there. Okay. So what are we going to do here? Okay. I'm going to show you a problem that we had. We hit play, okay. Hit play. And now we want to place this thing and we hit gone and it works great, right? But we hit gone again, right? And now we hit gone here and we hit gone again and we see the menu again. You see what happened there? When we clicked here and we clicked again, but we were also clicking again on the tower, we kept seeing the menu again because when we're released on the same we're releasing on top of the place that we were hitting, right? I'm sorry, I don't have words tonight. My brain's not working tonight. My brain's not working tonight. I can't explain. I can't talk English tonight. Oh. So, when we click down, okay, we show the menu. I haven't released the click yet. Okay, so we click up, and that's okay. Now we click down again, and you see what happened. We showed that the gun is there, and now I release, yeah, and it's fine, right? But now if we do it about here, right, where the thing would be, we click gun, and now we release, and you see the menu there again. That shouldn't happen, right? You shouldn't have that there, right? Gone, and there's the menu again because it detects it as a click, right? We're detecting it as a click, so we should say that if the menu is open, we shouldn't open it again. See what I mean? The menu shouldn't open where you see click, gone, and we show the menu again. Click, gone, and there's no menu. Click, gone, and we show the menu again. You see, that shouldn't happen. So how do we fix that? How do we fix that? Okay, I'm gonna come to you here again so we can open VS Code with the right project, and I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you a little fix for that. Okay, let's come back to me. There you go. I think a tower defense is looking quite pretty, isn't it? I like it. I think it's looking quite pretty. Look at the code. It's very, very nice. It's very simple. Very, very simple, really. I really like a tower defense. I remember when I get to 50 followers on Twitch, I'm going to turn this into a template for everyone. Okay, I'm going to release it. I'm going to open source it, and yeah, I'm going to make it open source for everyone. So what are we going to do here? Okay, I am going to the game logic here. Okay, and so what are we saying here? When we click on the base, okay, remember here, okay, we are saying when we get down view select, okay, so we're saying we are picking on the tower, right? We're picking on the on whatever object. We're doing a selection here on the screen. This will be our selection mechanics, okay? So we're saying that if we didn't select anything, right, we're picking on the screen, and we say if we didn't select anything, we go away. If we have selected something with the name base, we want to first of all show the UI tower base, okay? But what we want to do is actually say if, right, if this dot UI tower base that what's the name, we don't have, do we have a and show like if do you know what it is showing? All right, it has a container that we should have some kind of something that makes it easy to style, yeah, to see that, makes it easy to do this thing, because this is not a nice way to do this, right? Display different than none. We want to return, right? So if we hit on a base and this is showing, right, we want to return, you see, so that we respect the menu. Okay, this is a good thing. This is an interesting thing that we're doing here. Okay, and what else? Yeah, the selection, we want to do the selection. That this is what we wanted to do. Actually, yeah, we don't want to we don't really want to return, do we? But when we get up, yeah, we don't really want to return. But we're going to do it in a more concise way. Okay, we're simply going to say that, yeah, this and yeah, and saying that if we're actually not showing this menu, we want to show it. Okay, that's a better way to handle this, I think. But we should have a better way of saying this, right? This should have some kind of a is showing, or is like some kind of thing like that. All right, well, let's go to the let's do an improvement there. Let's do an improvement to our UI tower base, and we should probably come here to our utility that we have, to our where is it? UI component here, and let's do that, because we're showing, right, hide or hiding, right? We're showing or hiding. So how do we call this? It's showing. Where's yeah, it's showing. I don't like it's showing, but it's showing. Let's say it's showing. Let's call it is showing, because it's funny. Let's call it is showing. If you're showing, return. All right. So, oh, sorry. This that container that style that display equals is, yeah, it's different than none. So if it's different than none, right, because we could set this to something different. Say we want show to be something else other than block here. We just set in block because it's the simple one, but we could set it to something else. So we want to focus on none, because the one that we're definitely going to be using for not showing it. Yeah, so display none, and now we're going to use that in our tower. Okay, we're going to use that. We're going to come here to our no, sorry, game logic here, and we're going to say that yeah, this and this UI tower base dot is showing, right? So if it's not showing, if the UI tower base is not showing, right? That's where we have this exclamation sign here. We are going to show it and do all of this. Okay, that's simple, right? That's simple. And yeah, and we're gonna this thing we don't care because we're hiding it, so you know it's fine. And if it's hidden and we're hiding it, if we're clicking actually on it, it makes sense, right? But yeah, that's what we want. So in fact, we could actually say that we do this if we're showing. But yeah, that's another way of handling that. But yeah, I think that will work, right? That should work. So let's try it out. Let's try it out. Oh, we have someone here. We have a bot. Oh wow, we have a bot on Twitch. Look at that. I think he heard me saying that we wanted followers. He said, you know, we're trying to get a 50 followers, and comes a bot saying best viewers on stream or something. I don't know. My goodness. All right, we don't want your viewers, stupid bot. Oh, we're okay. We're okay. We're okay without the bots. Okay, so what we do here, we hit play, and okay, we say here gone, and we hit there. Oh, we still see it. What's going on? Okay, are we doing something else here? Because it's when we select yeah, we get up, right, selected, and we're hiding the menu. Let me see what's going on there. Because it's when we click. If we okay, yeah, I see what's going on there. Yeah, right. Because this is when we click on the scene, so we get down, and this is when we show the thing. Okay, but and in this case, if we're not if we're not clicking, if we're clicking outside, we're actually yeah, if we're clicking outside, we are what is this? Yeah, if we're clicking outside, right, if we're clicking on somewhere that getting all the selectables, we're trying to select the selectables so we can't find anything, right? When we click up, right, we hide this. So that's the only moment that we actually hide it. But we're never really doing this. Right. We're never really doing this. Okay, that's what's happening. So it's not that it's not hiding it, right? The problem is that the only moment we were hiding it was when we were clicking up, right? We were clicking up, and that's when it was hiding it, right? Because we were clicking outside of it. But since we are now clicking, when we click up, right, we don't actually want to hide it every time we click up, right? That's not something we want to do here, right? I guess because this is basically saying, okay, when we click on the menu outside of the thing, that's okay. That's okay. This is I mean, this works. This is okay. This is good. But we actually want to close this when we click on a button, right? When we click, would it be when we click up on one of these buttons, right? So yeah, so that when we click up on this, so that when we click down, right, it's not going to say, okay, if it stops showing when we click down, right, it will if we stop showing when we click down, it will come here and say, okay, I'll just show it again. But if we do it when we click up, it's going to stop showing it. Yeah, it's not going to come back here and say, oh, you're clicking. So yeah, we have to sort of coordinate the click down and click up, you see. It's confusing. I know it's confusing. It's a bit confusing, but follow me here. Follow my lead. See what I'm doing. See what I'm doing. It's, I know what I'm talking about myself here, so you know I don't have you there in the chat bothering me, you know, which actually makes me talk correctly. Apparently, talking by myself here is not it's counterproductive. So okay, let's do this. So we should have something here that says when we actually select something, we should have some kind of yeah, some kind of unselected or something like that. It could be, that could be a good one, and something that tells us that we have actually clicked on something, right? We have actually selected an option, and yes, let's say that. Let's say unselected. Let's call that unselected. Oh, do we have that already? Do we have that already? Yeah, we have that, don't we? Haven't we created one of those options? No, I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. Here I am. Here we are. Unselected tower. Select tower. Here we are. So we have unselect tower there. Okay. Unselect tower. So when we say unselect tower, this is one pointer down, and we want to say on pointer down we select the tower. Should it be on pointer down? Yeah, we'll do it on pointer down, but we're actually going to so we should probably deselect. We should probably close it afterwards. Yeah, my problem is that if it flushes down, it's simply going to detect the click again. So let's see what we're using the unselect tower. Let's see what we're doing there with this game logic saying unselect tower. Where are we doing the unselect tower thing? Here, okay. Here we're doing the unselect tower here. We should say, let's see how it flushes down. This is going to be a problem. UI tower base dot hide. Okay, I think this is going to be a problem. Yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, I think this won't work. Let's see, yeah, it's not. Yeah, because the thing is this. When we click down, right? We click there, and we're clicking on the button, right? And we're saying hide it. So now it comes back and says, yeah, it's not showing, so it shows it again. So now it's simply showing it again because we're clicking down. So we should do it actually probably on the next frame, right? Let's do something quite ugly, but it's gonna be on the next frame. Next frame, re on next frame. Okay. This is not the best way of handling this. This is not the best way of handling this. We're being quite dirty here. This is not the proper way of handling these things. Okay, this is how we're doing it, right? So on the next frame, right, re on next frame, we're sending this. We're saying hide. Let's see. That should work. That should work most definitely. Okay. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. And it's not working. And it's not even working outside. Right? Yeah, right. It's not working when we click on another one. It doesn't. Yeah, because it says, "Oh, you're showing it already in another tower." Look at that. Had to click outside, and then it works again. So it should be actually. It should. So okay. So it shouldn't even be if you're clicking on the. Yeah, that's wrong then. It's not if you're clicking on a base, it's if you're clicking on that base. Right? So it should be selected base. And this dot selected base is different than selected. So that should fix that problem. Yeah, that fixes that problem. Oh, it fixes the other problem as well. Oh, so that was the problem. Okay. Okay, we can live with this. But then the other problem is that we are so instantiating as many as we want in the same place. We shouldn't be able to do that, right? So yeah, that's the thing we're gonna do next time, because that's I think it's too late right now. Yeah, it's almost, yeah, it's 26 past midnight right now. But what we're going to do next time, yeah, we're gonna remember what we did tonight. What we did tonight was we actually made sure that the menu could open and close and all that. We added this thing that is showing that we're not using, but well, yeah, we added it anyway, and we could use it some other time. We're not using it now. We just added it for nothing. But yeah, it's useful. It's useful. It's a little getter there that's going to give us a nice little tool thing. That's what we added on the tool side, right? We added it on the UI component and not on the UI tower base. We added it on the parent, right? Which is where we want it to be. We want it in the abstraction. So yeah, that's going to be useful. That's going to be quite useful. And the other thing, and the other thing that we want to have here is yeah, and the thing that we did was actually stop showing it in the next frame. We say, okay, if we have if it's not the one that we have selected when we click, right, we should show that one. So this is okay. This works perfectly fine. And yeah, I like this. I think this is good. This is good. This is nice. And we should actually see some good results with this. Next time we're going to make sure that we can't instantiate more than one tower and one base. For that we need the map of bases, right? We need a map of to have which base is on each one, right? So say, okay, we have all these bases and we have these towers and this tower and this base, this tower and this base, right? That's what we want to have for next time. So yeah, let's do that. It's probably not going to be tomorrow or Thursday. I may be able to come back on Thursday if I finish everything I have to finish. I have a bunch of things to do on Thursday, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to live stream on Thursday. I will try though. I promise I will try to come back on Thursday. Even though you are not showing up, you are not here, but hey, you're probably here watching this afterwards. I know many of you watch this afterwards. You've told me so. I know many of you don't have the time right now to watch this. It's very late for you, and that's okay. That's okay. I know there's people here in the UK. Okay, it's very late for them, and yeah, many people in Europe. You know, it's very late. Some people from China, from Japan, and is simply can't be watching this now. So yeah, for everyone else, you know, everyone in the United States, you know, as usual, people who also can't show up and all that. So yes, we don't have that. Yeah, we don't have that flexibility to be every time of day. But let's try. Let's try to reconvene next time for more development here. And yeah, so. Yeah, we did some very nice things tonight. I think we did. I showed you how you can blend your shadows better. I showed you how you can make those shadows follow an object and focus on that object and move with them. I showed you how the camera can follow an object. I showed you how you know, and you saw the script, so you can actually copy that code and you're going to be able to use it yourself. I showed you how I showed you what the problem that we were having here with this controller. I'd say, how I call it, with this menu, right? And what was going on, that we were clicking on the menu, was coming back up, and we solved this problem, and we're good to go now. We're good to go. We have a very nice menu now that works pretty well, and yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm actually quite happy with it. And yeah, we'll have to sort of fix it, you know, add some more flair to the menu, right? We need to add some flair because obviously it doesn't look great, but it's a good template. I think it's a nice template, you know, at least for someone who's trying to do anything there. It's a nice template. And yeah, let's work next time So we have a goal for next time. It may be on Thursday. Otherwise, I'm not going to be here on Friday. I will be here for sure on Saturday. Okay, I will be here for sure Saturday. And if I can't show up on Thursday, I will come back on Sunday as well. Okay, so that's a compromise I'm making. Okay, I'll try I'll try to make it work somehow. But yes, we'll reconvene again to do this placing of towers. Let's make sure that we can only place one tower in each one of these bases, and probably we'll also do the currency thing to make sure that we can buy the towers that we actually can buy, right? With our currency, we'll subtract the currency. We'll do that part there. That's going to be quite simple, actually. Simply checking the number, right? It's not very hard. It's going to be quite simple to do. And yeah, we're going to do a few more things probably, because that's not a lot of work, right? It's just keeping track of towers and buying, selling, buying, removing them. We'll probably create a little menu, right? The menu of upgrading towers. That would be a really nice menu to add. And yeah, and we'll probably need some kind of configuration for the tower for this. And yeah, we'll see how we can do that. I'll probably also have thought out some kind of way process in which we can make our minions have, create this configurative minion waves and all that I talked to you about last Saturday. I think it was Saturday we did this. And yeah, we need this kind of configurator. Okay, so thank you to everyone who showed up. To everyone. Jorge showed up. Jorge showed up and said hello in the chat. And the bot, there was a bot that showed up and say hello in the chat. Everyone else, he didn't say hello in the chat. Hello to you anyway, right? And well, I hope you will say hello one day. And yes, well, thank you very much for joining me.